I wanted to do another video regarding the update to the trust system, and has been live since patch 6.1. I had initially an explanatory video on how to launch trust, but now there are actually two systems. One is called duty support, and one is called trust. And I would say the difference is not always very clear or very well explained. So perhaps let me go through this, and after we'll go also through a few tips in doing those dungeons. So first, the big difference between duty support and trust is that duty support is what you're going to first be using across the entire game. So right now, as of patch 6.1, you have all the Realm Reborn dungeon, but I think it would be Evan's Ward is going to be added and Stormborn is going to be added in future patches. And when you do one of those dungeons in duty support, you're getting a party of NPC which is exactly at the dungeon level, and that you can actually change. But this is always based to the dungeon level. So right now, if you do the MSQ, and if you're right in this dungeon, you're going to have this set of duty support to do your duty, right? Now the trust system is a bit changed compared to used to be, and now these NPC have to be leveled, right? So you have to actually right now they're all leveled to max level, but if you start, those are going to be level 80 because they start in Shadowbringers. Sorry, no, 70. Sorry, 70. And you have to level them to 80 in Shadowbringers, or they start at 80 to 90 in Endwalker. So this, I think, mine are fully leveled, but they're not going to be at the dungeon level. They're going to be. It's a separate system where the trust members, which represent the science, have to be leveled. So if you want to level all of them to max level, you actually have to do each dungeon multiple and multiple times to do so. I think if you want, there's two achievement and titles that you get. For you get Trust and Friends to get all of them to 80 in Shadowbringers, and the Seven Domes title in Endwalker. It could take quite a bit of time, but I think you get the chance to play with your favorite science. So I think that's what I think you need to remember. I think if you just want to go through the MSQ and progress, I think duty support is what you want to use. There's this menu here. Uh, but if you want to, and now the trust system is really only used to just do the dungeon that you want to do to level your trust. Initially, before 6.1, those were combined into one system, and the trust was somehow doing both. And you had a story mode, and then you had then a level to level the trust, which was a bit confusing and also a bit inconvenient because you could not, for example, redo a dungeon with your trust before having re-leveled the trust because they were somehow at the right level the first time and then not afterwards. So now those are two separate systems. Do not confuse them. I think typically, again, if you just go through the MSQ, you would be using duty support all the time, and trust. I think you want to use only in specific case. Now, for example, now a few more things I wanted to add. I think we had a few tips showing the first video, but I want to add a few additional ones. We're going to start a dungeon here just to show you. Um, if you think sometime doing in those videos is marking NPC. So for example, how to mark an NPC, you just click on the NPC and right click it, and you put mark, and you can put different type of marks. Those are used a lot in high-end content like Savage and Extreme to do this. Another sometimes useful way is called waymark. So it's in the party menu. It's called waymark, and you have this small um, window that appears, and you can, if you click, for example, on this one, and you have a small ground target, and when you re-click on the ground, it should put the mark there. So it can be useful in some bosses where you want, for example, to better orient yourself, and if some people have difficulties to orient themselves in dungeon, for example, where is the north, where's the south, where are the safe spots. Using those markers can be very helpful. You have A, B, C, D, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can also save them, right? Here, for example, like you have the Zodiac Extreme and the Idolin Extreme. Uh, markers, so once they are saved, you can just put them back. But this is used only in extreme and savage type of content. But again, if you keep doing the normal dungeon in some way, where you know, for example, there will be a safe spot, or you know there is place to avoid, you can use those markers. I think it's actually quite a useful tool to help to orient yourself in the field. I think that was it. I hope this small addendum was helpful, and we'll see you soon.